What is going on, everybody? It is Friday again. We have made it to Friday. Apologize, I have a little bit of a raspy voice. It's from yelling at playoff hockey on TV. I do love some playoff hockey. And yeah, I pretty much blew my voice out screaming at the TV last night because I am a fucking lunatic. But anyway, I thought it was time to do a collection update as it is the end of April. The last update I did ran till about the last week of March because I know I got a couple titles, two of them, the last week of March, but they were not included in that other update, I'm pretty sure. So it's really, yeah, it's pretty much a month now because it's April 28th. I'm not expecting anything else in the mail. A couple things I was expecting, if you watched my last Lost on the Shelf episode, was scheduled to come actually May 1st, and it came today, which I was very happy about also because tomorrow's going to be really shitty weather. And the way the tracking was going, it looked like it was going to come either today or possibly Saturday. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be home when it came. And even if you put a note on the door saying, hey, throw the package between the doors, it's the post office. They do whatever the fuck they want. So, no. First off, cheers, everybody. Hope everybody had a good week. I'm drinking straight whiskey like it's going to help my fucking throat. That's the best medicine, right? All right. Not many titles. The last update I did, like I said, it was about 3 months worth of stuff. So that episode, Jesus fucking Christ. That video ran about 30 minutes. This will be a lot shorter if I can actually get through it. So first up, from TerrorVision, we have End of the Line, which was a film I had not seen before. I actually watched it today, and this film was fucking great. It started off a little bit slow. I wasn't exactly sure how it was gonna go, but it ramped up real quick. Absolutely fantastic special effects and gore. If you like gore, definitely check out this movie. All practical effects. If you don't know about the film, it's basically about a religious psycho fucking group that thinks the apocalypse is coming and does what religious fucking nuts do. So, highly recommend this one. Definitely check it out. And of course, that has the nice nice thick slipcover like Vinegar Syndrome. They're broken off on their own, so that's not available through Vinegar Syndrome. You got to go through their website or, Orbit, Grindhouse, Diabolic. You know the deal. Also from TerrorVision, we got Copperhead. Haven't watched this one yet, but I plan on doing it shortly. I've heard wild things about this one too, but this is another one I haven't seen before, so looking forward to checking that out. And while I'm at it, I may do a double feature with Calamity of Snakes. Probably a horrible idea, but I'm a fucking idiot, so I will probably do that. Both Copperhead and this one do have animal violence with, like, obviously, Copperhead and Calamity of Snakes. I know with this one, there are multiple cuts on here, including an animal cruelty-free version. I know a lot of people, obviously, I don't care what it is. Like, I don't really particularly like seeing animals hurt. With snakes, it'll obviously look a little different because, honestly, I mean, if you're ever in that situation, you're going to kill the fucking thing too. But it's not cool when they do things like that. The good thing, though, in case you don't know, is that besides a cruelty-free version being on here, Unearth is donating a portion of all proceeds to a charity that is about protecting snakes. I don't have the exact name. I didn't write it down. That probably wouldn't have been a wise thing to do. But Unearth has been posting about it a lot lately, so check out any one of their pages on Facebook or Instagram, and the information is there. But I may watch that back to back with Copperhead. Next up, it's a little bit of an older release now, but I picked up Fall. Heard a lot of good things about it, so I decided to pick it up. And I think it was on sale on Amazon. I got it for pretty cheap. I want to say it was like 13 bucks shipped or something like that. And I've seen it other places that have it, you know, with the slip for like $10. No, I'm sorry, $13 more. It was like half price. So happy it came with the slip, obviously. Also picked up Living with Chucky. Most, well, not most, but a lot of this early stuff besides the End of the Line I haven't watched yet. I haven't watched this one yet, but I definitely am looking forward to checking it out. Growing up myself, my name is Chuck, so growing up in the 80s, you had Chucky. I lived on Elm Street, so you had Freddy. So like I was already into horror just immediately as I was a kid. I think it's something, it's just born in you, and I was just fascinated by it. So having a killer doll named Chucky and living on Elm Street was kind of a cool thing. So I look forward to checking this out. I have not seen it yet, and it's Scream box number 3 on the spine. Where's the fucking camera? Zoom. Yeah. So Terrifier, I think, was 2. Next one was a rebuy, antiviral. I had this and sold it when all the flood bullshit happened in my life. So with Brandon Cronenberg starting to make a name for himself, I'm sure we're going to get a better edition of this. I think this is an IFC, yeah, IFC Midnight. I'm sure somebody's going to end up picking this up and putting out a nice edition of it. But, you know, I got rid of it when I had to, and I wanted to pick it back up. It actually dropped like $7 or $8 on Amazon, and no slip on that one. I was fine just getting it from Amazon because they just treat everything like crap. Like it didn't have a slip to destroy. That's kind of how I do a lot of things with Amazon. If there's no slip, if I know there's no slip, there's a good chance you'll get it the cheapest from them. But I always look around just to make sure, because there's been plenty of times that I have seen it cheaper on Grindhouse or even Orbit. I've seen it cheaper. So it happens. Next up is actually another one that I watched today. It's from RLJE, Kids vs. Aliens. This was fucking great too. This was a blast. It's not overly graphic. It was just a fun movie. It's just kids having a good time, and there's a fucking alien invasion. And they fight back. And they do it in cool ways. And I really liked it. If you haven't checked this one out, definitely check this one out. It was a lot of fun. Micah D Hates You on Instagram told me that this was actually like a short segment on VHS 2. I've actually not seen VHS 2. I only saw the first VHS. A lot of times when they start making sequels and 1, 2, 3, 4 different sequels, I don't bother. But I've heard VHS 2 is actually pretty good, so one day I will pick that up. But having not seen the short, I really enjoyed this one. Next up, I believe this is sold out, but it is The Whip and the Body. I do not think I showed this off last update. I'm not 100% sure. I think this was one of the titles I was waiting for to come in at the end of March. But this is the limited edition, and it looks great. The Kino release is 10 years old at this point. 88 did a brand new scan on it and everything. I believe it's it's a brand new 2K scan. But it's got a 40-page book, obviously a nice hard box, and a lot of bonus features. Got a 40-page book in there, some postcards, fold-out postcards? No, fold-out poster, excuse me. But I didn't get into a lot of the extras, but the film itself looks great. It is Region B locked. I always check to make sure, but it is Region B locked. If you do happen to come across it, they'll have a standard version as well. But if somebody still has it in stock, I would definitely pick up this this version. And with the 88 films, I mean, it's not gigantic. It's not like an Arrow box or maybe some of the Second Sight ones. It's I mean, it's not that much. It's not that much bigger than the case because it just has a thin book in there. But yeah, great film if you've never seen this. Christopher Lee is a sadomasochist. He's a sadist. He loves whipping women, and probably this is considered one of Baba's like best films, or is it Baba's best film? I love Black Sunday. It's hard for me to say this is like better than Black Sunday. I don't think it is. I like Black Sunday better, but this is a great movie. Definitely worth checking out and picking up if you haven't, and definitely get the 88 Films version, which is Region B locked. Next one, Infinity Pool. Speaking of Brandon Cronenberg, I did not get a chance to see this in the theater. I really wanted to. I picked up the US edition because my understanding was that I think a couple of the death scenes, I think it was the stabbings, are like slightly longer in that Canadian uncut version, as well as I think on the beach and an orgy scene, you see Hog. It's fake Hog, but you see Hog. That was cut out of this. I'm okay with that being cut out. I don't need to see somebody's Hog or fake Hog pretending to be Hog. Look at me, Hog. Those were really the only differences. And the Canadian one was like, I think like $27, and this was 17. So I decided to go with this one. Plus, also, we all fucking know Neon sucks, and they're going to do a 4K or something of this, probably with bonus stuff. That's one thing that pissed me off about this release. There's literally no bonus features on this at all. I mean, not even a trailer. There's nothing. It's just the film. So that was disappointing. But in terms of the film, this film is wild. This was such a good time. I was watching it. I always watch something on my train. I can't finish it. But I do go to work a little bit early because my train gets packed in the morning. So I go a little bit earlier. This was so good. I was really into it that I had to go to work, and before even clocking in for the day, just sit down and finish watching it. And somebody that I work with showed up, asked me what I was watching. I told him, and a lot of times if I'm doing that, he'll stay there for a second, check it out. He just ended up like sitting on on like the side of my desk watching this thing, because he was like, this film was wild. And yeah, it definitely was wild. I really enjoyed this one. I know some people didn't, but I thought this was a good time. This also influenced me to help pick up Antiviral. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I was just super disappointed that there was not a single bonus feature on it. But like I said, we all know there's another release coming for that, probably this summer. I've heard uncut US version will be out in the fall. Yeah, so I guess that would make it fall, not summer, dude. What are you gonna do? Next up, this took a while to get because something I had ordered it with was delayed. The Vagrant. With, my God, I just drew up like, oh my God, help me out here. Bill Paxton, Jesus God. I almost said Bill Pullman. I knew that was wrong. That's why I kind of paused for a second. The late, great Bill Paxton. This, I think I had the Scream Factory release that I had gotten rid of. I like the film. It's not the best, but it's definitely enjoyable and stressful, I think is a good way to put it. And Arrow put out a nice release of it, so I decided to pick it up. Yeah. I backed this on Indiegogo, June 17th, 2017. This showed up April 17th. So 5 years, 10 months later. We were supposed to get an exclusive slip, a collector's booklet, This pretty much has made me not want to back anything on Indiegogo anymore. I have backed some things and everything's been perfectly fine. There are delays, but this was handled extremely poorly. I think it got to the point that it was so old that they would post updates and Indiegogo would not even send them out. I think because it got to be that old. I've heard mixed things about the doc, more good than bad, but I will probably never watch it. They pissed me off that much. So, yeah, this is that. Number one for Screambox I was talking about, but whatever. I don't give a shit, honestly. I feel like I'm losing my voice more and more. Just drink more. All right. Next up, Cocaine Bear. This was a fun movie. I know people didn't like, not everybody, but I know a lot of people didn't like it. I thought it was fun. I mean, I don't know what the hell you expect. It's Cocaine Bear. It's a bear on fucking cocaine. I maybe expected more killings from the bear, more gore. I got what I was expecting. Not the greatest film, of course, but I got what I was expecting. And R.I.P. Ray Liotta. And there are a ton of people in this movie. I don't really go into like IMDb and start looking at all the people in films when something is coming out. Wow, there were a lot of people in this movie. And like I said, Ray Liotta, R.I.P. Speaking of Indiegogo, Valentine Bluffs, the fan-made sequel to My Bloody Valentine. I thought it was average. Not the best, but I didn't have to wait almost 6 years for it. It was decent. It's available for free on YouTube if you don't know. Just type in Valentine Bluffs and it'll come up. It's a full-length film. It's an hour and a half. So you can watch the whole thing on YouTube. Next up, House of a Thousand Corpses. Those of you that follow me know I did an unboxing for this. Great release. I love that Lionsgate put a lot into the packaging for this. It's got cards on the inside that have script pages on the back of which I thought was really cool. And I thought the Blu-ray looked good. I've heard nothing about if they had remastered it or anything. But from what I have read from people, because this is the first thing I got since the DVD, because of the Captain Spaulding menu, which is not here. They did something because the scan was definitely improved. Recommended for sure if you don't have it. I forgot to take something out. It's over there, I can't get to it. I got the Martin release from Second Sight, limited edition. It's about time we got a really nice edition of Martin. It's not Romero's best film. I know a lot of people don't like it at all. I think it's okay. I definitely wanted the limited edition though because it came with a nice book, like Second Sight always does. I'm kind of annoyed I forgot to pull it off the rack, but is what it is. I believe the limited edition is gone and sold out now at this point. They tried to get the 3-hour version that appeared probably a year or so ago now, and they were not successful. Do we need a 3-hour cut of Martin? No, but it was done. It exists. It's been found. So I would have liked to have seen it. But really nice edition if you by chance can find it. Great edition to get. Speaking of great editions from Second Sight, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre limited edition, 4K and Blu-ray. This has been showed off 1,000 times. Everybody has seen it, but it's 4K, 2 Blu-rays, and a 190-page book, as well as some picture cards in a nice hard box. Plenty of people, when this was announced, oh, do I really need another edition of Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Yes. Yes, you do. You did. And if you got it, you're lucky to get it, because this is the ultimate edition. This is the go-to edition. I don't think this will be topped. This is by far like the best the film has looked, will probably ever look, and everything contained. The bonus material is absolutely ridiculous. Other releases, like the 40th anniversary edition, has some great bonus features, but this has even more. There's documentaries, there's 5 commentaries, there's all kinds of stuff on here. This is the ultimate edition, the must-have of this release if you are a fan of the film. I just completely fucked that up. If you're a fan of the film, this is the edition you should own. Hands down. So did you need another release? Yes. Yes, you did, and this is what you needed. If you didn't pick it up, I'm sorry. Get it now, because it's going for a lot of money on eBay. Second Sight has it on their website. Last I looked, they announced they got it back in stock. I have no idea how many of these were pressed. I know that the U.S. companies, though, are struggling to get any more. So if you want it, you better go to Second Sight to get it. Okay, last two. Got 2 more. First one. So, T-Money. Shout out to T-Money. I will put his link below. Well, we'll talk about this one first. I had contacted him a couple months ago because he is a great collector, if you don't know who he is. And this is something I did not pick up. I missed out on it. And a lot of times, because he's a huge collector, he will buy 2 copies of things. So I reached out to him and asked him by chance if he had an extra copy of something and if he'd be willing to sell it. He did have it, and he was willing to sell it, and he just sold it for the price he paid for it, which is rare. You don't get that a lot with collectors, but he hooked me up. Irreversible. The limited edition box version from Indicator, which is, as you can see, sealed. So he hooked me up big time with this. Thank you, brother. I look forward to watching it. This came out, I believe, in 2020, I think. Right around like lockdown or like during the lockdown. I forget exactly. I didn't pick it up. And yeah, he hooked me up with just giving me what he paid for it. So thanks very much, man. Also, and this is the last release. I don't have as much stuff, and I still have rambled on for more than 20 minutes, like a jackass. Also, coming in from T-Money, Winnie the Pooh, A Blood and Honey limited edition from Umbrella. It is numbered, sorry about the glare, 145 of 670. It's a hard box. I have not opened it yet. This and Irreversible, what I was waiting for to do this update. But it's got the film, it's got a little book, it's got some cards. And yeah, let me show you the back. It is sold out. I'm trying to avoid the glare. Apologies. I'm trying to make sure you can see the bonus features. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Pause it if you want. What the hell am I showing you? No, I'm an idiot. I'm not even showing you special features. Oh. I'm just doing that so you can kind of see it. It does say region B, but it is region free. This is a crazy addition to get at this film. I have not seen it. Um, I'm not expecting much. I'm expecting not a great film with hopefully a lot of blood and gore. Um, I've heard a lot of mixed things about it, but I mean, what are you expecting? Like Cocaine Bear, like what are you really expecting? It's not fucking Citizen Kane here. So this was announced. It's Umbrella, as you know, is Australia. Uh, this was announced probably Eastern time, around like 7 o'clock or so at night, Eastern time. And it was right when I was like getting off my train. I posted it on Instagram, made my way back to my car, and I looked up the shipping. And shipping to the US was, I think, $15 or something like that for this set. Now, those of you that order overseas know that shipping is very expensive, but you order more than one, the shipping starts to not drop, it goes up, but it doesn't go up as much. So I planned on maybe picking up a couple copies, and with T Money, we have done this before, getting something from overseas. I checked out what it was for a couple copies before buying it. I reached out to him. I said, "Did you see they announced this? I'm thinking of picking it up. Do you want?" And he responded back to me saying, "I just bought 2 copies. Do you want one?" Sure. So he hooked me up. This time around, it was him picking something up. Next time around, it'll be me picking something up, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this one out. Like I said, I'm really not expecting a masterpiece here. I'm just expecting some stupid fun. That's what I hope I get. Yeah, and that's it. By the way, kind of odd. Umbrella limited to 670 copies. That's an odd number to limit something to. I should reach out to them and ask about that. By the way, as you can see, everything is on the inside of this. When this was announced, I reached out to Umbrella right away also, asking about it because some of their other releases, like Wrong Turn, came with some cards, and the cards were like huge. Like if it wasn't in a hard box like this, it was a slip box. So their slip boxes are a little, they're thin. They're not really. They can be a little easily damaged because they're very thin. This is a nice hard box. But if this was like the size of it, like the cards were like this big, they're huge. So I have those like in a box somewhere. So one of the things I was not too sure about picking this up was going to be, what with the size of everything, is everything going to fit in the box? And they answered me right away and said everything for this release will fit inside the box. So I was all for it. So yeah, that is it. Sorry I don't have Martin to show you, but I think I posted that on my Instagram at some point. Somehow, for a limited amount of releases, I have babbled on for over 28 minutes. So I'm going to shut the hell up. I'm going to finish my drink. And thank you very much for watching, everybody. Let me know if you picked up any of the stuff. Let me know if you think about any of these films, like End of the Line, Kid vs. Aliens, or the Texas Chainsaw box. If you got it, went through it, as I have. If you think also it was the ultimate edition that you will not be able to top. Thanks very much. Have a good weekend. Maybe I'll be back this weekend with something. Who knows? Cheers.